And there's the bell. And here we go. This is the type of battle that you can show someone who's new to our brand of entertainment and say, this is what WWE's all about.
For generations, the steel cage match has been considered one of the most ruthless matches of all time.
Uh-oh. Oh, it was a stunner. That was the best one I've ever seen. Big forearm smash.
According to historians, the twisted metal that we see as part of steel cages today dates back 80 years. To settle a dispute between competitors Jack Bloomfield and Count Pietro Rossi, the two met inside a ring surrounded by chicken wire. At first, these types of matches were referred to as fence matches.
Corey, you gave us an impressive history of the origins of the steel cage match. I'd like to point out to our viewers that from the 1960s to the mid-1980s, chain link fences were used to enclose the ring for WWE steel cage matches. A superstar could win by pinfall, submission, or by exiting the cage through the cage door or climbing over the top of the cage.
We should also point out, Michael, that the way to win a steel cage match can vary by match depending on what was agreed to before contracts to compete in the match were signed. Talking about history, at WrestleMania 2, WWE unveiled the redesigned steel cage with solid steel blue bars before returning to chain link mesh in the late 1990s. And the DDT!
Uh-oh, position in.
Measuring.
Oh, knee drop! Woo!
Head scissors applied. Oh, look at this.
Before 2017's Extreme Rules, there were just 3 previous tag team matches where championship gold was decided inside a steel cage in the history of WWE special events. The Hardy Boys were in 2 of those matches. At Extreme Rules, in order to win the match, both members of a team had to exit the cage and have both feet on the floor.
The Hardys used their famous continuity to gain the early advantage until Cesaro and Sheamus utilized their devastating power to slow the pace of the match down. Both teams battled atop the steel cage, but in the end, Sheamus and Cesaro won the race to the arena floor to become new Raw Tag Team Champions.
At the oh my goodness, crushing it! Oh, and a snap there!
That'll give you whiplash.
The WWE Universe has seen the evolution of the steel cage in the enclosure known today as Hell in a Cell. The first time an enclosed cage was seen was in October of 1983 in the last Battle of Atlanta. The enclosed cage was seen a few years later in the War Games match from the NWA. There were even cages stacked on top of each other, like WCW's Tower of Doom. Oh boy, he is rolling.
When we talk about the progression of steel cage matches and the type of structures that have been spawned from them, I need to point out this
Going for broke.
Nailed it.
That's how you put an exclamation point on the end of a match, guys.
pinning predicament. Sit back, people. This one's not over yet.
This is amazing. The steel cage is a massive enclosure that stands 15 feet in height. For almost 35 years, a select group of high flyers have taken their aerial assaults to greater heights. And when I say that, I mean superstars climb to the top of the steel cage, the real high rent district, and dive off onto their opponent. And that all started with one man in October of 1983, Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
To your point earlier, Byron, we've definitely seen some unbelievable attacks being launched from the top of the steel cage. And you mentioned the most iconic, the steel cage match for the Intercontinental Championship that saw Jimmy Superfly Snuka clash against bitter rival, the magnificent Morocco.
There's no denying that Superfly set the bar. You look over the years to people like Jeff and Matt Hart.
Look at that a second time.
This one is over.
Even more amazing this time around. We talk about how important stipulations are in a steel cage match. If superstars sign a contract where the only way to win is escape the cage and have both your feet touch the floor, the competitors must have a plan. Especially since you have to be comfortable trying to escape through the cage door as you do climbing over the top of the cage and vice versa.
You gotta believe this one's over.
Corey, you touched on something moments ago that's so important for the combatants in a steel cage match to remember. A superstar must be able to think offensively to figure out how they're going to escape the cage. They must think defensively at the same time so they can prevent their opponent from getting out of the cage first and winning the match.
Well, a superstar must become comfortable with escaping the cage by both exiting the cage door and by climbing over the top of the cage. They must also be aware of their attributes and what's best for them. Let's just say if you're a giant like The Big Show, The Undertaker, Kane, or even Braun Strowman, it's preferred to exit through the cage door.
There's a certain feeling that comes over the combatants in a steel cage match once they hear the door close and see the official lock it. A superstar must know that their body is going to be thrown against the steel, that their face will most likely be raked across the cage, and that anything is legal in this environment.
We spoke about this earlier, Corey. It's crucial for a WWE superstar to fully understand the gravity of the situation they're in when they battle inside a 15-foot-high steel cage. An individual must be ready to endure pure brutality and be prepared for the fight of their life. No one leaves a steel cage match without scars.
Corey, you said something of value for once, in that anything is legal inside the steel cage. To that point, something else we've seen over the years is interference. Whether it's The Undertaker coming through the ring or John Cena getting bashed.
Gonna take a trip, gentlemen.
Straight forward, one impact.
That should do it.
Got the shoulders down. Real close, too close for comfort.
I'm just as shocked as everyone else, Cole.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
And it's reversed. I'll break you in half. There may be no coming back from this incredible beatdown.
Beautiful technique.
At what point do those thoughts creep in of, what do I have to do to put this match to rest? I don't know. I don't know as a WWE superstar if you ever have those thoughts of self-doubt.
my. Oh, boy, he is rolling.
In a weakened state here, guys.
It could be all but over.
Both of these superstars appear to be operating on fumes here, guys. This is what makes him one of the best in the business.
I think this is the beginning of the end.
Oh, right to the body. That hurt.
Wow, what a gritty performance.
How much more punishment needs to be dished out? Just finish it.
I think this one's over.
There's got to be some point in the match where those thoughts start to creep in that it could be over. And then you got to dig down deep, get rid of the self-doubt, and continue on toward victory.
Probably wise not to focus too much on this superstar's injury. I mean, half the roster is likely competing with some sort of injury right now. It's just part of the game.
I don't know how much more damage one person could take. I don't care how tough you are.
Some might say that it wasn't a wise move for this superstar to step inside the ring with an injury, but I don't know. It's not like it's a major injury or anything.
Nobody controls the pace of a match quite like this guy. What a hellaciously physical match these gladiators have put themselves through. The intensity of this has been incredible.
Leg drop!
The longer this fight goes on, the more wear and tear on each competitor. Who is going to have enough to pick up the win?
Position in. Measuring.
Harsh impact.
You're not going to win many matches absorbing punishment like that. When this guy's on, look out.
Gonna take a trip, gentlemen. Straight down to the...
Ooh, what impact. That has got to be it. Will it be? I think so.
This has been a battle.
While the medical staff might say otherwise, this superstar's injury isn't even worth mentioning. At least that's what this superstar told me prior to the match. Oh boy, he is rolling.
Ooh, nasty impact.
This one's over, guys.
A kick out before 3.
Might have slipped there, Cole.
Big move coming. Wait for it. And the DDT.
Uh-oh, position in.
Measuring.
Oh, knee drop.
Woo!
This has been a war. Oh, and it's a reversal. I can't believe everything that's transpired thus far. It's been so physical.
201.
Face breaker. Games.
This could do it.
Uh-oh.
2, 3.
There's the pinfall and the victory.